Good to see you this Saturday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Claire Fry. We are officially kicking off alert day for this afternoon, continuing all the way through the evening from 2 o'clock all the way through midnight tonight. Due to scattered showers, some thunderstorms, some could even be strong to severe across the area. What I need you to do, have the rain gear ready for any of your outdoor plans. If you have any outdoor plans heading into the night tonight, go ahead and make sure you have a plan B to be able to get indoors, and also make sure you are watching for those alerts and you have multiple ways to receive alerts heading into the night tonight. I wanted to show you this just real quick. A look at our storm threats throughout this afternoon and evening. You'll notice wind is going to be our highest one. Damaging winds within these storms could pack a punch, especially in severe storms. If we're able to get mixing all the way down to the surface, then we're going to be seeing around 60-mile-per-hour gusts across the area. But I imagine even in strong storms, we could see gusts up to around 30 to 40 miles per hour. So in addition to being ready for those alerts, go ahead and secure outdoor loose items while you can as well, all ahead of these storms. So we're also going to be expecting possibly even a little bit of hail, small hail in some of these storms, especially if they are severe. Hail up to around a half an inch or so, and even a little bit of localized flooding is going to be possible in these storms as well. Not as much of a tornado threat, although we are going to be keeping an eye on the radar all throughout tonight and heading into the later evening hours as well. Flash flooding could definitely be an issue just due to how much storms can put down in a very short amount of time. I wanted to show you this as we kind of step in here on the satellite and radar. Yesterday, there were tons and tons of severe thunderstorm warnings across portions of Tennessee, Georgia, and also Alabama. Well, that line has now made it toward us here in the Triad, and we're continuing to watch as we start to see more and more scattered showers build into the area. And I'm kind of moving my computer in because I kind of want to track with you here for just a minute some of these scattered showers that are pushing into the region. Again, this has just been over the last 2 hours or so that we've kind of been seeing these bubble up across the area. Locally heavy, even some right here in Guilford County. As you can see, some scattered showers. Some are a little bit more light in nature, but they are going to bubble up and also fizzle out fairly quickly. Some could be strong or even severe heading into the next couple of hours and even heading into the night tonight. So we just want to give you that early heads up. So, you know, you're keeping an eye to the sky throughout this evening with us. So let's zoom in just a little bit on the live radar. We're going to go head over here to the foothills toward Wilkes County, Allegheny, and Surrey. We're seeing a couple of heavier pockets here and moderate to heavy rainfall across the majority here of Wilkes County, at least the eastern half of the side, and also just toward the northern portion of Iredell County as well. We're watching Yadkin County, a couple of storms continuing to push north very quickly, I will say at that, but they're bringing a lot of rain in a very short amount of time. So that is another thing to keep in mind heading into the night tonight. There could be a little bit of ponding alongside the roads, especially in some of these spots where you've had locally heavier storms roll through. Make sure you're being careful, taking it slow, and looking along the road for any instances where you could be hydroplaning. I did want to show you also on the live radar over here in Guilford County, where we're continuing to watch this cell right here that looks like right just north of McLeansville, where it looks like there's a little bit of lightning in association with this cell and maybe even some hail. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit on that. Yep, looks like the radar is actually picking up on a little bit of hail. Let's see what the radar estimates that size is. About 0.3 inches of hail is estimated for the size for that right now. But it does seem like for now that this could be this is a pretty strong little isolated storm continuing to push through northwestern parts or northeastern, parts of Guilford County, continuing toward McLeansville Road. Let's kind of zoom in right here where we're kind of seeing the heaviest rain kind of come down, and I can shout out some roads at you right now. We're looking at McLeansville Road. This is right near Reedy Fork Parkway, Sycamore Glen Road too, and this is going to also continue to kind of push north very, very quickly across the area. So a lot of heavy rain in a short amount of time, a little bit of hail and lots of lightning. You know, so if you're having these plans outside, you got to move quickly to make sure you're heading indoors before the storm hits and before, you know, you're in that reach for lightning. You want to be away from these storms as much as you can. So let's go take a little bit of a broader look out just a little bit longer here before I show you some other things. You can just see some scattered showers also continuing to develop a little bit heavier also in portions of Surrey County, right just toward the south of Long Hill. So we're going to zoom in on that reflectivity just to the south also of Pilot Mountain. So if I can imagine, this is going to continue to push north and eventually impact folks that are near Pilot Mountain. So if you're anywhere in that location, you know, you just want to go ahead and get to your shelter. Just make sure that you're inside when this storm passes. This is the highest pocket of reflectivity, at least for this storm. Again, this is right along Pilot Knob Park Drive. This is also near the Overlook Lane and New Pilot Knob Lane, where we're seeing some of those higher bits of precip across the area. But again, heading into tonight, we're going to have to keep a very close eye on these showers and storms, just because of the threat of not only seeing, you know, some of them possibly get strong to severe across the area, but damaging winds, a little bit of hail, cloud to ground lightning, and even some localized flooding. Tornado threat is on the lower side, I would say, with these storms, but we'll never say never. Just because there are a little bit of ingredients for it, we're going to have a low end tornado threat for now across the area. It's a very low chance, but I still want you to have your guard up heading into the night tonight with all of your severe weather alerts turned on all the way through late this evening. A look at our storm risk right now across the area. You can see that the Triad is in this level 2 right here that's mentioned in the yellow and the green. You may not know a big difference between the yellow and the green. Green basically as a level 1 out of 5. That means isolated severe storms are going to be possible. We had that risk just yesterday, and we had that one severe thunderstorm warning in Montgomery County. Level 2 right here out of 5 is scattered severe thunderstorms are possible. So the main difference is just how widespread these showers and thunderstorms could be across the area. Heading into the day tomorrow, the threat continues to kind of push toward our east, and it is a marginal. The threat starts to die down as this front kind of stalls across the area into Sunday and also into early next week. Rainfall today, again, we're going to see a lot of these numbers shoot up over the next couple of hours as these storms push through the area. You could see in some places a couple hundredths of an inch, around 0.2 in Wilkesboro, 0.12 in Mount Airy, 0.05 in Winston-Salem. And I do kind of want to preface this, even right here in Asheboro, 0.31 inches so far today. And you know what? That's a lot compared to the amount that we've seen these last couple of weeks. We really haven't seen much across the Triad over the last 3 weeks. We've only seen a couple tenths of an inch, maybe up to around half an inch of rain at most. So any rain that we get today will certainly be beneficial. It's also worth noting that some places could see several inches of rain in a very short amount of time from these heavier storms rolling through the area, especially if we get multiple rounds of these storms across the area as well. Right now in Greensboro, you can see some of that rain falling across the area, very cloudy skies, and we've actually stayed pretty cool today due to the overcast conditions, which is a good thing to help stabilize the atmosphere. If the atmosphere is more stable, that kind of helps us not see as many severe storms, or perhaps the fuel for those thunderstorms is not quite as high when we have temperatures that are a little bit lower. Temperatures right now across the board are mainly in the 70s, 71 in Greensboro, 72 in Winston-Salem, 74 in High Point. Other than it being scattered showers, you know, and storms and maybe even overcast conditions, the temperatures though feeling pretty nice right now across the area. A little bit warmer to our east where they haven't quite seen showers. You get 80 in Siler City, 81 in Pinehurst, and also in Sanford. Highest wind gusts that we've seen so far today, mainly in the 15 to 25 mile per hour range. 12 here in Statesville versus 23 Asheboro from a shower passing through the area, 20 in Burlington, 26 at Raleigh-Durham Airport. So, you know, and some of these can be higher these next couple of hours. Again, as I was just telling you about a couple minutes earlier, you know, when we have these storms kind of push into the area, strong as they are, you could get mixing all the way down to the surface. Just with those storms that I just showed you a minute ago on the radar, they could be bringing in some 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts across the area, so go ahead and secure those outdoor loose items. Wind gusts currently across the area, I'm really not seeing much for most of us here in the Triad, only around 15 miles per hour, 16 there in Burlington for a wind gust. But heading into tonight, that could very well change as these storms continue to kind of move into the area. Now, this is the meteorology behind what's happening, right? We're watching this low pressure system attached to this cold front continue to wiggle its way this way, and it has slowed down immensely. As it continues to slow down across the area, it's just dragging more and more moisture into the area, which is going to up our rain chances as well as up our chances for strong to severe thunderstorms. So as of right now, this system is just a little bit further behind, and out ahead of that cold front is where we're seeing those pop-up showers and storms across the area. as it continues to kind of stall into the day on Sunday. I imagine us seeing some scattered showers mainly in the front half of the day on Sunday. So it's kind of flip-flopped from the day today, where we had a drier morning versus the afternoon. We're starting to see more scattered showers, some embedded storms across the area. Flip-flop for Sunday. Sunday seeing a little bit more scattered showers, maybe a storm or two in the morning, but by the afternoon, this is going to start to clear out of the area and start to kind of push that weather maker or that rain, I should say, toward the east, leaving a little bit of moisture for us with a little bit of cloud coverage across the area heading into Sunday afternoon as well as into early on Monday. Here's our futurecast heading into these next couple of hours. We could very well get busy with this line of storms continuing to push into the area, and you can kind of see these wind barbs across the area that are kind of conjoining here right along that front. This is right ahead of the front that's going to be pushing through, and you can see those higher pockets of reflectivity there when you see the red, and you can also see darker purples and pinks, and that's where you get the highest rainfall rates and even some of those most severe storms. That's at around 6 to 8 o'clock into the night tonight. Most models have it dying down by around midnight or so across the area, with scattered showers still possible very early into tomorrow morning. Like I just said, up to around 5 to around 8 o'clock could see an isolated shower or two, and you'll notice lots of those clouds still going to be lingering throughout early on Sunday morning. Still could see an isolated pocket or two of showers heading into the afternoon, but for the most part starting to clear out heading into the day on Sunday. Another closer look at the futurecast. Again, we're going to be mainly in the 70s these next couple of hours. If these clouds kind of stick around, and so do these shower chances as we anticipate them to do so, we're going to be mainly a little bit cooler, and as that rain comes into the area, it's also going to cool the atmosphere. So we could be in the 70s now, but after a storm passes through, we'd be right back into the 60s. So this is around 3 or 4 o'clock into the day today, just coming up here in the next couple of hours. Then we're starting to see a second round of scattered showers and maybe a couple of storms, strong to severe across the area by around 6 or 7 o'clock. Again, different models showing different things, but you know, the overall point is that these could be anywhere across the area. I do want to show that coming in, kind of pushing toward the northeast very quickly across the area, anywhere from between now all the way through the time that we hit around 6 o'clock, or excuse me, around 8 o'clock into the night tonight, starting to dwindle down after that through around midnight. And that's when we can kind of see a little bit more scattered showers rather than storms across the area, because they don't quite have as many severe weather ingredients to work with heading into the overnight hours. And that's what you can kind of see into early tomorrow morning by around 4 or 5 o'clock. Majority of that moisture has kind of been pushed here toward our east, and into tomorrow morning, the clouds are just going to kind of linger across the area. Rain potential over the next 3 days, and I've been saying it, I'm going to say it again, we have been needing it here in the Triad. Been needing around an inch or two, and it looks like we could get that just from, you know, this system right here and into early tomorrow morning as the system kind of stalls and fully pushes through into early next week. This model estimates here on the radar that we could see up to around an inch or so. Some places could get even more than that across the area. So it really is going to depend on how much these storms drop in such a short span of time. I wanted to touch on the drought monitor too, just to kind of show you how it has expanded over the last couple of weeks. And we get a new one of these every Thursday. So this was just released 2 days ago. This moderate area that you see that is just this tannish color does represent around 53% of the map, and it has expanded for us here in the Triad. We were actually more so in the yellow category, which, as you can see up here on the legend, is actually a step better than where we are now across the area. In short, we are in dire need of some rain across the Triad, so we will be getting it heading into these next couple of hours through the evening as well. We're still going to be sitting in the 70s the next couple of hours as well, but you'll notice those rain chances are more and more up by the time we get to around 5 or 6 o'clock. Go ahead and make sure that you have a way to be indoors if you have plans outside, and make sure you have multiple ways to receive notifications heading into the night tonight. There's going to be a lot of chances for these to become strong to severe, and I did want to talk about the weekend in its entirety. You know, we do have these rain showers and possible storms all heading into this afternoon and evening, but for the day on Sunday, it is going to be a little bit cooler. We're going to be back in the 70s throughout the entirety of the day, and that chance of rain is going to be more so concentrated in the morning. By the time we get into the afternoon and evening, starting to clear out across the area. A quick look right here at the longer range forecast heading into early next week. Again, isolated shower or two possible in early next week as the system kind of lingers across the area. But for the most part, after that, we're going to start to dry out across the Triad. I'm going to step out so you can get a full view here. Take my computer with me. You can kind of see heading into these next couple of days for Sunday. Isolated storm is going to be possible. Just ignore that weather impact alert. That is just for this afternoon from 2 all the way through around midnight. By the time we're into the day on Monday, we're going to be in the middle 70s. Isolated shower or two going to be possible before we start to mainly dry out by the middle of next week. Mid to upper 70s continuing all the way through Friday.